My friends, MD Vegan mango pie with 2 mango layers, slightly different, but I begin with a springform. Here it's a larger one. I guess it's more than 24 centimeters about. Here 24, it's a little bit more than 20 centimeters. I don't know exactly, but it's a large one. So it's lined with parchment paper, you see. Yeah. It's easier to get the cake off afterwards. So I say that because of the size, because how much do we need of the ingredients. I have a food processor fitted with the S-blade. That's my preferred tool for making the crust. Life Bakery. When I got with the food processor, I only could begin to make life cakes. Really, that was the tool I needed. Yeah, I have been looking for recipes for years before I got one, and then it's a little bit expensive and so. But I found a great one, and finally, and then now I could make the cakes. And here, for such a large cake, I need 2.5 cups of almonds. Yeah, 2.5 cups, and I will process them first alone, because that's a little bit faster. Adding dates takes some more time. So now it's a coarse meal, and here I show you what kind of coarseness I'm talking about here. This is my measurement here, my degree of coarseness. Yeah, but you can decide. You can process longer or less long, make it a little bit crunchier, up to you. Of course, but it's pretty much the coarseness I will reach, because now come the dates, and that takes then longer to make it even finer. So I have 15 dates here. These are small dates, you see, not the big ones. Small dates, pitted of course, and they are pretty soft. So that's easy. If you have firmer dates, yeah, it will take a little bit longer to get a sticky dough, but it doesn't matter. Just take your time, let the food processor do the job, and then you're done. And I have some cinnamon here. I like to put cinnamon into the dates, into the crust. Yeah, cinnamon is one of the most healthiest spices we have. It's loaded with antioxidants, and that's what we all want, of course. Yeah, and it's delicious. Delicious together with sweetness in nuts. That's perfect, the perfect combination. So it's always nice to add. So another round. That's the sticky dough now. I'll show you now what the sticky means to me here. Here I take a little bit of the dough and press it in my fingers, and it sticks together. That's why we say sticky dough. And I can now fill it directly into the springform. And first I have to spread it evenly, and then after having spread it evenly, I can press it down using my hands or any other tool you have to get it firm into a crust. Yeah. First, now I get it out of the springform, out of the food processor. I have this nice tool here that comes with the food processor. It's very versatile, and it's good if you get a new food processor to find out what is the equipment it comes with. But that makes a difference. This comes with this one. It's fitting perfectly into the corners. So here, now I spread it evenly first. And you cannot process the dough too long. Now, otherwise, it gets like marzipan. And that is too firm. A nice crust, I would like to have a nice crust, still fluffy, not too firm. At a certain point, the oil becomes to come out of the nuts when you process it, and that is a little bit too late. So you will see it, but just don't over process it. If you have a little bit of experience, you will notice. I mean, I now do that on a regular basis for years now. I've been doing it, and I know it's very easy in general, yeah. But at first I remember it was quite a thing. So now I have to do it thoroughly. I come back in a moment when it's done, because now I need some more rounds here to make it nice and firm. My crust is done, I would say. Here, if you want to see, this is what it looks like. is firm, so I can cut out the piece easily once the cake is done. So now the first layer with the mangoes, and I have had this, I came to the idea to make a mango pie because I found these wonderful, inexpensive, large mangoes in a health food shop. That's usually when I'm inspired for a new recipe. I just found this wonderful fruit. I thought, wow, summertime, the best mangoes ever, so come on. And they were expensive, that's the thing, yeah. Mangoes can be very expensive here, but this time they were large and sweet and inexpensive. So here, 2 of these large mangoes, I peeled them and cut them into smaller pieces for the blender. And now I'll fill them into the blender right away. But I will begin with a small amount, maybe one mango or so, because I have some other ingredients that are a little bit firmer, just technically. To begin with the mangoes and 1 lemon, 2 large mangoes, 1 lemon. I guess I find that is a really amazing combination. Mangoes and lemons are delicious together. A little bit lemon, much mango, a lot of mango, and that's nice. So in here I have a handful of cashews. That's the main difference, together with the lemon, for the second filler layer. Put some mangoes, some cashew nuts in here, and to make it a little bit more mango-y, I put some dried mangoes in there, also a handful or so. You see, that is nice. You have these dried mango pieces, and I cut them with the scissors, with the shears into smaller pieces. That is easier to blend. And that's basically it for the blender. And you see, my blender now is not even half filled. This is a power blender, but if you fill your power blender more than this, you can have difficulties even with these power machines. It's half here now, and that is a lot of work because the filling here, the mass, is heavy, and that's why these have a hard time. These blenders, if you overwork them, they can't stop, and then maybe you have to repair it. But this is okay with should be okay. Let's see, blender dance. You heard it. As soon as I stopped, the sound went up. That means the blender has some problems because above the blades there is a little air. It pulls it down, and then it can't blend anymore. And if you have a very firm mess, a heavy mess, it happens sometimes. But still, I was lucky. It is still blended pretty nicely. You see, whenever this shape here builds, you know it's pretty okay. But I have to blend anyway, a little bit longer. That's why I saved some of the mango, half of the mangoes, the fresh mangoes, I saved to put it in now. Because now there is more water in the remaining mangoes here, so it's easier to blend. And the firm textures, like the nuts and the dried mango, they already have been blended, so now I have no more risk. So I blend it another time with the fresh mangoes. Let's see if it goes easier now. That's pretty cool. Now I have blended a second time. That means the nuts are even softer and gentler. And you see, there's one piece of mango is left. You see it here up there. You see a little piece there. But that's okay, because I will have to blend a last time, because I want to put now the thickener into the filling. And the thickener is coconut mousse. This time coconut butter. You see, this is a little bit white. This coconut butter is there's a little bit more fiber in the coconut fat, so that it is a coconut butter, and it a little bit firmer. So I put that into the first layer. Yeah. The second layer will have coconut oil, less fiber, lighter. Now I put it in, finally in the end, because if I put it in too early, the problem is that it might stay on the sides of the blender. So the fat usually goes in at last. When everything else is blended, the blender has been prepared, it's already in working mode, warm everything, and so then the fat goes in, otherwise it might turn a little bit messy and all the fat stays on the blender sides. Now one more blending now to get the fat incorporated. Pretty tough job for this blender because it's so that full. Yeah, it's over half, you see, and it has some issues now. Though it's a very strong, very powerful blender, now it gets a little bit hard. It's still no problem, but you see, I have to stop in between. I have to help it turn over a little bit, and I will do it one more time shortly, though, just to see if it works now better. Make it really even. Definitely good enough, yeah, but to make sure, I just tried. So now I have the filling, the first layer, and I will put it just here, fill it in. That's also very easy. Just fill it into the springform, onto the crust. Yeah, it's a very mango-y mango cake, pure mango, some cashews only to make it a little bit firmer and to make a difference for the second layer. Yeah, that's the right amount. Already see. I come back in a moment. Oh no, I will show you everything. It doesn't matter. I show you the rest. You can watch me. I'm almost done, and I don't need to cleanse the blender between because the second layer is also almost only mango and a little bit of coconut oil. So there's not a really big difference, and the rest in there doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much it. I make it now nice. I give it a nice topping. The surface has to be even like this. And it's a wonderful texture. It's perfect. Looks very nice. Just a little bit, even it out. That's good. I show you second layer. The first layer is like this. There's still some space left, you see, to the top. And that's what happens now. So the blender is, there is still some mango in there, but it doesn't matter. With the side. And fill the mango in now. It's very easy now, only 3 ingredients. One mango, one large mango here. See, large mango. Oops. Ah, they are so delicious. They have a wonderful fragrance. And mango is considered one of the healthiest fruit in India. They have health benefits for the skin. They eat it all the time in all kinds of foods, savory, sweet, and so, and it's very good for the skin. You get a beautiful skin if you eat mango. And again here to refine it, I have a little dried mango to give it a little more mango-y flavor, a little bit more mango flavor, a little bit more firmness. And I begin with this again. Now that's easier, it's a small amount only, you see, not that much. The blender will have an easy time. course, together with the dried mango, the mass is still a bit firming up, it's soaking, and you look different here, see? Different than the other, if you remember. It's a little bit different, the color is different, it's more yellowy, there's no nuts in there, and just mango now. Now, to make it a little bit thicker, the thickener is here coconut oil. That's a little bit different. I have a coconut oil, it's half a cup each, coconut butter before, now coconut oil, a half cup maybe. Yeah, liquefied on a water bath, like before, water bath, metal container, coconut oil, liquefied, very easy. So that is maybe 3 tablespoons or some large heaping tablespoons of coconut oil. That will liquefy in a moment. Takes a little bit less time than the coconut butter. Coconut butter is firmer. Coconut oil is a little bit lighter. More liquid. And now I will blend it again and have my second layer. Turn off the blender and it goes higher the sound, that means that it's pretty firm. That comes because of the dried mango. That makes it pretty firm. So now I will have here, I'll show you again. This is the second layer. This the fitting for the second layer. I will put it right away on top of the first layer. It's not a biggie. If it mixes a little bit with the first layer, that doesn't really matter. The difference is clear in flavor and in color both. It's a small difference, a slight difference, not very much. I will spread it evenly here right now. Take it out of the blender. Again, I have this nice tool here, the scraper. This is a soft scraper. I have for the food processor, I have a hard plastic scraper. This one is a soft one, and that is easier for a blender because it goes in all the corners of the blender. This is nice. This one I prefer for the blender always. It's a small thing, it's small difference, but it is helpful. With the other one, with the other blender, or the other scraper, it wouldn't be that easy than with this. So that goes in here now. So. Now it's a little bit different color, very slight difference, small difference, but nice. And of course the flavor is different. Oh, there's a piece of dried mango is there. I will take it out. Could be a surprise too, but no surprise this time. So maybe friends will come and I won't have it. All fine, all nice. I have now to make it a nice surface. The top has to be nice. Like this. The texture is wonderful. Mango, I like to work with mango because the texture, you feel it. You see it when you work with it. It is almost a gel. Yeah, this is such a beautiful texture. It's so nice to work with. So much fun. And if you blend it for a while, like here in the high-speed blender, it gets this kind of gelatinous that makes it so nice to work with. You can also already make a sculpture from it. Yeah. I mean, how you build your surface here, what you make, what kind of shape you give it, doesn't really matter. I like this wonderful yellow color, the fragrance, yeah, and of course the flavor. That is my mango pie, and I will put a foil on top. Then I put it in the refrigerator for one night. And I hope that it's firm. It should be, there's no doubt. And then I show you tomorrow. That will be tomorrow. The video, it's in a second or 2 seconds. I will show you how I open it and cut the first piece. Until then, see you very soon. I guess that's done. Now it's one day later. And here, this is what I have. And you can see it's in the full form. And the surface is pretty firm. Yeah, that's okay. I guess it's perfect for the texture. And you see here, I have the foil. You didn't see that before. Here. I just need to take it off. But I don't throw it away because if I take out a piece of the cake, I can then put the cake back into the fridge and put the foil back on top of the cake. Here, it's very easy to take off. And now I make sure nothing falls on the cake in the refrigerator or somewhere else. No puddles built when the cake is firming up and it is in the fridge, and there's only a plate on top. Then there are puddles of water on the surface. That with the foil won't happen, and that is easier, nicer for the surface to be more even. So now what I have to do is to open the springform here with this little tool here, the ring. And if I open it, sometimes as the ring gets larger, the surface cracks open. I don't want to have that because that doesn't look nice and destroys the cake. So I'm very careful now opening it. So far I can't see anything, but as the ring enlarges, and as the cake sticks to the side, it might happen, but no. It doesn't happen. Oh, that is nice. A little bit, just a little bit. So we'll have to help it a little bit to help loosen the sides with this very thin knife, kitchen knife, very thin and flexible, so it's easy to go into the space between the cake and the form. Easy, it works. Now I can open it completely and take it off. Yeah, wonderful. It looks nice. Now I can make it a little bit nicer here on top. Yeah, but that's small things. Now I'll show you the cake before I cut a piece out of it. You see? Careful now not to throw it down. You see? You clearly see the two layers. The top layer, a little bit darker, and the middle layer, the main layer, a little bit lighter, where the lemon is inside. See? Two layers. A very subtle difference, but it is a difference. It's a little bit more refinement, a little more exciting. So now I will cut it open, cut a piece out of it. The knife has to be clean, so that's easy. I have a little plate here for the piece, and now I have to make sure that I cut through to the ground. So in the middle of the cake I begin pushing the knife down to the ground. Now I can use the parchment paper to hold the cake from slipping over the form, over the bottom. And I can firmly pull the knife through the crust and the cake, always making sure the cut is complete and nothing remains. I can already feel that the texture is very nice. It's not too firm, it's not too light, not too runny. Pretty perfect. Yeah? That means the measurements of the coconut cream and the cashews, and so the coconut milk and the coconat oil and the coconut butter. The ratio with the fruit and the nuts is pretty okay. Otherwise it can be too runny or too firm. It depends on how much you take of each. So now I will make the second cut here. See, knife is still okay, still clean, no problem. I make a small piece because there's a lot of filling in there. So the pieces can be small. When the whole fruit in there are, the berries also, the pieces can be a little bit larger. But this is a very dense cake. All dense filling, though just fruit and a little bit coconut. So I guess that should be it. I will try to take out a piece now. So far so good. Now I want to have a piece that has a nice shape. So careful that the tip of the piece remains okay. Well, something's wrong here. A little bit tricky. No. Always the first piece is always a little bit tricky. Sometimes it's a little tricky. Something's wrong still. So now we have it. Yo. Ah, very good. Yeah. A little patience is needed, endurance, calm hand. So, done it. I show you the piece. Yeah, that looks nice. You see clearly see the two layers here. Also here the cut, you see. That nice? That's a mango pie. Mmm. Yeah, I'm happy. That's nice. Friends will come soon. So I had to quickly cut out the cake and to make a photo, and that everybody can see everything outside, and then when their friends come, tell them everything is ready. So thanks for watching now. I hope you enjoyed, and if so, a thumbs up. Maybe you want to subscribe and be vegan on YouTube, or better, and have another video every single day. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Hey, all ready to go for an afternoon break with a nice piece of mango pie and conversation about raw food or whatever, piece of music. Enjoy.